Hello and welcome. This is Suri with Rehashfiber, and today I have for you a wonderful pattern and the yarn that I used to make it. I'm going to dive in to the yarn first because that was the inspiration for the project. I received a gift of this yarn for Mother's Day in 2024 from my daughter who lives in Boulder, Colorado. She knows her mother. She went to Lula Faye Fiber yarn store and found this wonderful yarn. This is baby Suri alpaca and silk. It is from an indie dyer named Maker Wool. I had one glorious skein and I thought I want to make something really lovely to show off this beautiful fluff. The strand of this yarn feels, you can hardly feel it. It's just so lovely and soft and light. I found this wonderful pattern called Leaflette. It is by Justyna Lorkowska. It is a leaflet lace pattern, and you can do as many repeats of that pattern you want to make this item as wide as you want. So I just didn't do as many of the repeats. Now, my tip for you, if you have one skein of yarn and you're doing a scarf, is that for this one especially, because it is worked tip to tip, as you work up the tip and you get to the width of how wide you want it, weigh that portion that you've knit so far. That is what you need to finish off your second tip at the end of the scarf. So as I was knitting along, I was weighing this to see where I was at, but I was also trying it on. And I actually got to the length that I wanted my scarf before I got to the end of the yarn. So I have a little bit extra. Anyway, for this pattern, you have an I-cord edge with a garter stitch. I had markers along my edges. So the I-cord, the garter, and then a marker. Then I worked the pattern repeat. It didn't work for me to have markers for the pattern repeat because the pattern moves. And I did not have too many pattern repeats in this because it is a scarf. But I worked this at a desk when I had quiet time so that I could keep track of this pattern. It was worth it because if something would have been slipped or missed in this pattern, it would have been very hard to go back and pick it up and fix it. Now, this did take me a very long time because I did have to sit at a quiet desk and work on it, but it was worth it. It is worked with a US size 3 needle, which is 3.25 millimeters. And my yarn here was just a very thin, lacy yarn. After I completed the knitting, I laid it out very gently, pinning it and spraying it with a squirt bottle to block it. I wanted to open up the lace just a bit. And then I want you to just take a closer look at the lace pattern right here. It's lovely, isn't it? All right, guys, that is it for today. Short and sweet. I hope you enjoy this leaflet pattern. If you take the time to make it, you will have a treasure that lasts a lifetime. And that is kind of what I call it. Slow clothes that last forever. All right, everybody, happy knitting and thanks for watching.